I'm Sophie Green.
I'm Andrew Desborough. So first of all, we had a lesson planned, which I discussed with you at the beginning.
Yes. Yeah.
Just the basics of what I had planned.
Okay.
And things didn't go according to plan.
No, they didn't. When we got the children started, their breaststroke legs needed a lot more work than we initially thought.
Yeah.
So for a lot of the lesson, we concentrated on breaststroke leg technique rather than going on as we wanted to look at stroke timing and breathing techniques for breaststroke. So that's where it sort of differed from the plan.
And I think you noticed that early on that the breaststroke legs weren't as strong as which I had remembered a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so we adapted the lesson and we still did a lot of breaststroke, but not as much as I wanted to, just mostly legs.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Do you think, what did the swimmers achieve during the lesson? Do you think they improved or progressed in any way?
I think they did. I think the legs, they were going, a lot of them were going too quickly, so I think their strokes did slow down and they did get a glide going with those legs. And also, some of the arm balls were going too far down to the size of the bodies. Yeah. And again, a lot of them pulled it back in, so it was just a smaller stroke. So I think they did achieve.
Improving the basics.
Yeah, I think so.
Did we get any feedback from the swimmers and how will it affect our future plans? Perhaps the diving?
Well, they did like the diving, but then I think that children do like diving, don't they? But I think that they all seem quite keen.
And I think they're keen to progress. We only did kneeling diving, but maybe go on to standing up next week. So what went well in the session? What do you think we could have improved?
I think the bits that went well were actually doing the air swimming, getting them all out, and getting them to see actually how their strokes were being formed with their arms. And that's when a lot of them picked up that they were bringing their arms down too low. And also we got one of the girls to do a demonstration, which all of them seemed quite focused on. And then they wanted to see how well she was doing it, because she'd been picked out as being particularly good. And I think that motivated them to try a little bit harder once they'd seen her
I really
swim.
think you can never do too many demonstrations.
Yes.
Not only as a teacher, but as you say, get them out, get them to watch a swimmer who's got it, or get them all out to do it on the side. And so feedback for you. I think your confidence grew from last week and in the session. I think you've got to have more faith in yourself. You knew the stuff that we were doing, but would often look at me for just a nod or even though you knew what you were doing, and just project a bit loud.
But you can shout. I'm not quite as loud.
How will you use Andrew's feedback next week? Oh, the feedback is just given you. How will you use it next week?
I think, for me personally, I need to go away and just brush up on my air swimming. You know, how I'm going to show the children, because that's where I felt a little less confident. And I think that's probably something that if I can master that and know I'm confident in that, I think I'll be a lot better. And obviously practice shouting a bit more.
And when you're telling a child how to do it, you're best to show them.
Yes.
And go in a mirror and actually practice it.